I'm recording right now.
You're not recording though. Yeah.
There it goes. Yep, there you go.
Okay.
It is.
So we're going to move on to closing. So I want to tell you again, I want to refer back to what we talked about at Elevate.
You froze. There you go.
What's so
Talk
funny?
about when Tina.
You there?
What's so funny is when you guys see me freeze, I see all of you freeze.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, let me try to get through this. I don't know what to do about that. Any suggestions for that? I don't know what to do.
Are you on your desktop?
My laptop.
Is anybody else in your house streaming anything or using your internet in way?
Yeah. Using Wi-Fi right now. Okay, make sure nobody does.
I got recorded. Hey, I need you to go look in the cooler and see if my paddle for my ice cream maker is in there.
Okay, I hear some are going good, so let me talk real quick. Okay, so one of the things we talked about was, and we're going to talk about this again when we talk about recruiting, but it's taken some of the gimmicks out of your party. That was something that the guests said. They didn't like all the gimmicky stuff. As a matter of fact, they said they didn't like the games. Now, I'm not saying take all the games out of your party. Some people need a game to get them to talk about the opportunity. Some people need that process to talk about it at all. And I'd rather you play a game to talk about the opportunity than to not talk about it at all. But FYI, customers don't love games. So one of the things that was recommended that we do is just be very real, very honest, and just pull the catalog out. And I love that the host program is on the back now. There's been times when you had to flip, pages to get to it, but it's right on the back of the catalog. And just walking, sometimes at a glance, if someone who's not familiar with the Pampered Chef, our host program, the catalog, they may not really understand what that chart means. I've even had people ask me, oh, so I get to pick free stuff or half price? Like they were going to sit down and calculate what was going to be the biggest savings for them. So when you pick a level, and by the way, I always pick the $1,000 level. And then I say that's an average because that has been my cooking party average. And then I say you could do more than that. So I say at a $1,000 party, you get $215 for free plus 5 half-price items of your choice, plus 30% off of anything else unlimited. Okay, so we know that sometimes we don't think about what has been explained to us and what other people may not realize. Don't assume that everybody knows they get all 3 of those just because that chart's on there. And then what we do sometimes,
Kim, I think that's my paddle. So
You think,
I'll
yeah.
have to get it from you.
and then what we do sometimes is we talk about the bonus too much. Because that's what we're excited about for that month, when the truth is every month, every single month is a great month to host a party. And so we have to make sure that we don't emphasize that bonus so much that someone might not host a party that month if that item's not appealing to them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So just being very, let's just say down to earth and realistic about this is what people get for hosting a party instead of making it sound so gimmicky. Just being face-to-face, real with people about the host program and just laying it out there for them and letting it speak for itself.
Because it's awesome.
It really is. It really is an awesome host
We had this conversation the other day too. Some of these other direct sales companies, I don't know how they get people to even host anything.
We talked about this yesterday too. Is like the belief in our hosting program, the belief in our company, the belief in our business opportunity. That I mean, look at what else is out there, and the fact that we're right where we need to be. That and we have an unlimited amount of leads. Like we said at the beginning of this, is everybody who eats is a lead for us. Where on some of the other ones, they're not. Not every person's going to wear jewelry. Not every person's going to wear makeup. Not every person is going to wear enough. Yeah, right.
Monogram handbags or
got enough
or
bags.
anything.
Or yeah, exactly. Everybody's got to eat.
Everybody's got to eat.
And no matter what kind of cook you are or what kind of food you like, we have something that everyone can use. Absolutely everyone.
And so the belief behind that should be, so easy to demonstrate through talking about our hosting program. And since we're talking about bookings, but certainly, our business opportunity as well, but we're talking about bookings right now. So just the belief of that we have the best. I always say that I don't care if there's another direct salesperson in the room. I'll say we have the best hostess programs out there because there's nobody else out there who gives rewards for an entire year after their party is over. There's nobody out there who does that. Nobody. So anyway.
True that.
True story.
Okay. So, also talking about getting parties from parties, the goal should be to get at least 2 bookings at every party. So how do you prepare to get 2 bookings at every party? What are some things that you should do when you go into a party with a goal of 2 bookings? What should you have done to prepare for that?
You need to have your host packets with you.
How many host packets?
I always take 3 cooking show and 1 virtual party host packet with me. Always have extra. And then I have a little file folder so I can make a host packet right quick.
I do that too.
Just in case. You never know.
What else?
Host coach. Host coach your host to tell you her friends who can't make it, maybe they could host, they would want to host the show.
That's great, Johnny, because that's true.
We talked about that yesterday, didn't we, Kim? That was fresh in my mind, Tina, I think.
I mean, we can always do this, but I know this is going off just a little bit, but on my virtual parties, one of the things that I've been throwing in, and I always am very careful not to devalue our host program. I don't give extra stuff because I feel like our host program is so great. But on my virtual parties, if they get 2 bookings from their virtual party, I've been offering them, and I just have 3 little options. Like you get 2 bookings, you get, your choice of these. And that's not something I put on the party. That's just something I directly text to my hostess, but it's been helping. It's been helping, and I still reach out to the guests, but I feel like it's not such a, it's a little bit more, the hostess is helping me a little bit more. And that's something you can certainly do with booking, with cooking shows as well. But making sure the hostess knows right up front, you're going to benefit from parties booked from you. If the hostess doesn't know that, then she doesn't have a reason to do it. So Johnny, that really is a huge point in your host coaching, making sure that she knows that she's going to benefit from that. It's a great thing to do. So on the website, there's a little outline that you should read. Basically, about how if you are not getting 2 bookings because of cancellation, and I always, when I look at that, I'm like, Lord, don't let my cancellation rate be that. But life happens, and sometimes, we do get cancellations, but how if you're not getting 2 parties, you're eventually going to be out of business, and if you are, you're going to be growing your business. So y'all need to take the time and read through those. Okay, any other comments, suggestions, tips, questions before I go into the homework? Okay, we're going to type this up and put this on, and these recordings will be there sometime tomorrow, probably late afternoon. It takes a while for me to convert these onto YouTube, but I'll get those on the Director Bound group. But in the next 2 weeks, the website will, remember, there's a little different. The show outline is going to be on the training, and you can read through those and practice some of those. But what I want you to specifically do is at your parties, I want you to work on that opening where you set the expectation, sprinkling the bookings throughout the party, and then closing with that just basic explanation of our benefits. Okay, making sure that you go through that thoroughly at your party. Next homework step. Observe a strong seller's party.
I had a thought on that.
What?
I had a thought on that, Tina.
Let's hear it.
Is that those on my team go observe your party, and your people on your team observe my party.
I think that's a great thing to do, except for I don't have parties booked because of the wedding.
Do you have any after?
Not the week after. I just didn't do that to myself.
Okay. All right.
I have them the week after that, but that's not going to fall after the weekend. And I will give you my show dates, and I would love to have y'all after that. It's just this is bad timing for that assignment to be.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking about, because I know Johnny and I know all 3 of them have been to one of my parties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I haven't been to one of your demo parties.
Oh,
I've only
Go to that.
style party.
And you know what? Y'all need to go to each other's parties too.
well, I was thinking that too.
I was going to ask Summer about one of hers.
I've never had more booked in life. My June is like slam packed.
Good.
What a problem.
Upset. I'm off for 2 weeks in the dental office, so I just was like
Slamming it
calling
up.
and calling and
Like booking crazy, right?
booking like crazy. And I'll have more 2 people will just respond.
Hey, right?
Hey, they want.
That's the same thing.
God.
Man, I've been sending a bunch of stuff out tonight.
And I'm actually going to have to text them and be like, I'm sorry, one of the days that I sent you just got booked. So
Right.
only day I have left is blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't have waited.
That's right.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
My other thought was to find another, another director in the area, to see theirs or something. I don't know,
yeah.
Sometimes you're never a hero in your own backyard sometimes. So, I thought, hey, let's, I thought Summer was frozen for a second, but she not. So I don't know. I just thought it would be fun to find.
I think that's a great idea.
Somebody else.
I think that's great, even outside of the Director Bound program, for us to be doing that.
What'd you say? I didn't.
Even else, the director program.
outside of the direct
Yeah.
program, we should still be doing that, going to each other's parties. At least every other month or so, go see someone's party. You know how we say when Kim, you're going to know what I'm talking about. When I bring a new consultant to a party for training, can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Or like when you go do a grand opening party, they always say when two consultants are there, it's something magical happens.
I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that.
It's the same when someone just comes to observe like that. When you just kind of jump in, it's just kind of like when people come door to door, they never come one. It's not just for safety reasons. There's just something about those two people there. So
I agree with
think
that.
it's a great idea that we do that.
Let me think of somebody else that would be a good opportunity to see.
Yeah.
Some friends.
We'll put that on the page too. The third thing is we're going to continue the 15 contacts a week outside your parties. And that can be your phone calls, you're out and about. But we also have the power hour. 2 power hours
per week. 1 for booking, 1 for recruiting.
Okay.
And remember that your month goes from May 15th to June 14th, and then June 15th to July 14th to get your 6 shows submitted as well.
Okay. And then the audio is another, make it a full calendar. And I'll put the link to that on there, even though it is on the web page under week number 2. So I encourage everyone to go to that and read through everything the home office has, because I've kind of went off of that a little bit tonight, but it's kind of like the call 1 audio, and it said one of the things is to do all of these little things. You don't focus on one thing, but your success comes is when you're trying a lot of different things. And so I think the calls have been really good. The teachings have been really good.
I love those audios, man. I've learned so much from those.
I will have to tell you all that, and this is going to move into our closing here. One of the things that I did when I first started Pampered Chef that I don't do as much now, and I need to kind of get back to, is which then we had cassette. I think everybody on here might know what a cassette is and a cassette player. Do you think?
Yes, I definitely know. I know what an 8-track is and a record. My brother still has a record player in his house.
You did not play 8 tracks.
Oh, I did. Oh, hon. I did.
I had
that.
I don't believe that.
But like every time I went to a show, and sometimes on the way home too, I constantly had a cassette in. We could have like libraries, and we could borrow those from our directors or buy them from the supply, paperwork and supply. And I would just always have one of those in there. And it's just good to constantly be hearing, ideas of what other people are doing and getting some fresh ideas so we don't get in a rut doing the same things over and over again. So I love those. And the website is full of all kinds of things like that. So I encourage you to continue learning, even if it's some of the great books out there that's on network marketing or selling or belief in yourself and positive speaking and thinking and any of that. Continue pouring into yourself. And that alone will be encouraging to you to be successful in your business.
Yeah, we've been doing some YouTube videos and stuff like that have been helpful. So YouTube is a great resource. My goodness, you just put Pampered Chef in there. It's like every person, everything. Just, I mean, you can even put a topic like Pampered Chef booking shows, and something will come up. Pampered Chef, closing a show. I mean, anything will come up on YouTube.
Yep. Okay, is that it?
Yep.
Well, I hope you all have a wonderful next 2 weeks. Remember, stay involved on the group and let us know what's going on. And remember that you're not on your own doing all that either. Obviously, we want to hear from you after you do your parties, and we look forward to that coaching after each party. But if you're hitting an obstacle, if something's not working the way you hoped it would, don't hesitate to reach out to us and to talk about that and let us help you get through that.
And and you're supposed to be putting your shows on your calendar so we can see the blue dots. And it is also your responsibility to reach out to us. So for those that are on, and then those that are watching the recording, is that it's your responsibility to reach out to your director to set a show-based coaching call, because the blue dot may be there, but we can't juggle everybody's blue dots, and we also know that they move. So it could have been on a day and then it got moved to a day or two later or whatever. So it's y'all's responsibility to reach out to your directors to do your show-based coaching call.
Right. Okay.
How do I see my downline blue dots?
So when you go to consultant connection and you see your overview and you see your calendar, right above there it says team calendar. And when you click on that, you'll see everybody's blue dots.
Okay, cool. I wish we would just add it whenever they add a show.
Really should do that.
They're trying to, that's part of the
work. Tech is working on that.
Yeah, that old legacy stuff is, trust me, I'm sure he drinks heavily, having to work with that old legacy stuff.
I'm sure.
It's not compatible with our web-based. And so with our, web-based situation. And so I've heard lots of bad.
Bigger problem than we can understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Or Tracy Brent Cool. She doesn't even understand it.
Mm-hmm.
She makes
okay, y'all have a great week. Prayers appreciated. Our wedding is this week, Sunday. Today.
Yeah.
Great.
So
good luck with that.
A quote. I want to finish with an inspiring quote.
Let's hear it.
It's from Maya Angelou. Do y'all know who Maya Angelou is?
Yes, Maya Angelou.
So we've talked about, that we're always, when you're in the Director Bound program, you're not here to just mosey on. I mean, you're here to move your business up to a director. So that's not normal for everybody. Do you know that being a director, you're in 4% of the company? 4%. That's an elite group. That's not normal. So here's where our quote comes in. And it says, if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. And that's from Maya Angelou.
Love that.
So there you go.
You all are amazing. You all are amazing.
Go be amazing.
Have a great week.
All right.
Good night.